What is up, everybody? Welcome to Late Night Gamers Podcast, episode number 138. I'm Nick Perzanowski, and with me this week and every week is Charles Caldwell.
I'm gonna pre-roll you.
Steve Morgan.
You can't make me go after Charles. It's like, hi.
And Tim Madden won't be joining us this week because he is unable to. That's all there's to
crab
it.
crawl out of his ass.
Yes. He has a bad case of anal crabs right now.
I didn't hear what you guys said about me last week. I
I
didn't.
feel like that would be terrible.
Oh no!
I'm not even picturing like the insect
No, I'm
crabs.
picturing like blue crabs. Like,
Yeah, Alaskan king crab, just like
makes me think of what was it? Bruce? No, it wasn't Bruce Almighty. It was the second one. Or maybe it was Bruce Almighty when he made
Evan
that
Almighty?
monkey come out of the guy's ass.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember this scene.
It seems.
On that note,
Speaking of pulling a monkey out of our
You're gonna dive
asses,
in fresh. You're like, yeah. Ooh.
transition to anything
hear
we
you,
say. You
just
can't?
to let you know.
Oh, you know why? Everyone else can hear me. Oh, hold on.
I think your mic was coming from
Nah, it's
something else.
everyone else can hear me. Can you hear me now? Still can't hear me? Okay, hold on. You'll hear me now. How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Everyone else can hear me on the stream and everything else. It's just that it was set to the wrong mic, so
Oh.
Skype.
Yeah.
You just couldn't hear me on Skype. So I was talking the whole time, and it's on the stream. It's on everything.
That's fine.
Speaking of pulling a monkey out of your ass, is what I said originally. Now we can transition to any topic.
Exactly. So yeah, so we've talked about the Nintendo Switch price in the past. Rumors, Canadian outlet had leaked a price that was equivalent to $250 American, and same thing happened to an outlet in London or England or
Yeah.
one of those places. Well, they're the same place.
One's
One's
inclusive.
within the other. Yes. So the price leaked there at 198 pounds, which is approximately $250. So it seems that the Nintendo Switch is actually going to launch at $250, which is great. If that, I mean, like we all agreed on the first podcast, the first time we talked about it, that it was, if that's the price point, Nintendo's going to like just eat up market share. And this seems to agree with that. So I guess we'll find out more in mid-January. I think they're doing a press event or some sort of announcement event in Japan one day, and then the following day in New York City. And it sounds like they're going to discuss exact prices, dates, launch lineup, all that stuff. So hopefully we find out. Hopefully we find out exactly. Well, that first of all that we're correct in thinking it's going to be $250, and hopefully it's not like it's $250 and then you have to buy all of the controllers separately, and there's memory cards that will cost $100 a piece. And
Nintendo's
Zelda
pretty
won't
good
be
about
released
that.
until
thankfully.
June.
Yeah, if Zelda doesn't come out on launch date, then fucking I'm gonna be real shocked. So I suspect it will come out. I suspect the other games might not, like the Mario game and the Mario Kart and things like that. I suspect probably won't, but since they've been like pushing Zelda for so long that like Charles bought his Wii U in like prep for Zelda like years ago, I assume that it's probably done. But maybe I'm making a big assumption there.
I saw some stuff that was saying they needed to, what was it, the term? wasn't rendering. It was some other technical term that they said they needed to do, and they thought they were going to have that done by December, and then they needed 4 months afterwards to test.
Oh goodness gracious!
So I was kind of like,
Probably upscaling it to the Switch or whatever they're doing.
yeah.
Upscaling it to 720p.
God, it's not funny. I remember when I got my this is for the original Wii, so it's not really fair to like shit on Nintendo. But I remember I got these I got the higher def like cords. Like there were some special composite cables you could get with Wii U, and it put it to 480p or something. I was like, shit. It's so bad. It's still worse than my phone's got more pixels in the bottom corner than the entire Wii could possibly This is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually, to be honest, one of the biggest things that scares me is how powerful it is. I'm really concerned that I'm gonna get this thing and then I'm gonna play Zelda and be like, this would be beautiful if it wasn't blurry and polygonal on the sides of all these blades of grass. Because I noticed that right away when they showed it. They're like, look at this beautiful landscape, and it's the grass is tick 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 moving, and I'm just like, oh, that looks like Ocarina of Time or something. Why is this so bad? It's just
well, yeah, and I feel like that's gonna be. I know a lot of people want Zelda, but I feel like that's gonna be a huge issue with, especially with games like Skyrim.
Yeah.
Re-releasing, and it's look, we just upgraded this. We just upgraded this game, and now it looks absolutely gorgeous. It looked gorgeous, when it came out on the last generation of consoles, but now it looks like it. And I've seen pictures. I've seen one of our writers, I think, has it for the PS4 Pro, and the differences are huge.
Yeah.
So, it's, yeah, I hate to say that Nintendo historically hasn't cared about graphics or resolution, and I'm just hoping that it's at least crispy cartoony, like you said, Steve.
Yeah, I know that they don't, but I still disagree, man. I really think that Nintendo used to care about graphics. They really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once they got to the cube, that's when they just went off the fucking rails. They were just we're gonna make this thing a cube with tiny little discs, and then they were it wasn't really. I mean, even that one actually competed a little bit, right? It was close to the PlayStation 2 ish. It wasn't.
Everything's gonna be Pikmin.
Yeah, it wasn't that good, but it was the disparity wasn't as if you look at other consoles, if you look at the PlayStation 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4, it's a huge jump every time in graphics and everything. And then you look at the Nintendo, it's just plateaued. The difference between a GameCube and a Wii U right now is it's definitely different. Don't get me wrong, but we're talking about twice as good as versus 100 times better. A PlayStation 1 or 2 to a PlayStation 4 is not even comparable. So
no.
The only one I would say there wasn't that big of a difference between the PlayStation 3 and 4. I think the 2 to 3 is when they were let's make this thing freaking awesome. Let's make it a computers, which is essentially what they said.
Sure, yeah.
As opposed to that GameCube to the Wii, where they're all right, we did everything right. Now what can we add? Some weird motion stuff.
Yeah. A lot of that is also on the fact that it's just hard to make things really good looking now. But at the same point, it's also easy to make things pretty good looking. So it just drives me nuts about Nintendo. They really don't have to, for an extra $50 or $100, they could have the capability in the console to do full, really nice looking games if they wanted. But I guess, I understand their model. I really know why they do this. It's not really their go-to, right? They're not gonna sell people that want to have good graphics are just gonna buy a PlayStation or an Xbox. They're not gonna look for the Switch. But it just sucks for the AAA, it sucks for the the exclusive titles, right? It's for us, for someone like me who wants to see Zelda in 1080p, 4K, which is never gonna happen ever because they're never gonna do this. Right. And unless they sell out and give Zelda away to Sony, then or some other developer, it's never gonna happen. So And it doesn't need to be like super hyper realistic. I don't need like Link chopping guys' arms off and like the bone showing, but it would be cool to like.
I do want that.
Yeah.
I want that 100%.
I mean,
I want slow-mo kill cams. I want decapitation. I want.
I'm not gonna lie, it would be cool, but that's not the like. I would just like the game to be like up to like somewhat par, like up to sort of the like what I'm used to. So like when I look at the world, I'm not like the first thing I think like when I see that is not. Why is that shit look so blurry? Just like I shouldn't be thinking that. I should be thinking that looks really cool. And so it's I'm still like really super excited. So I probably shouldn't say all these things. But at the same time, that's the only thing that like makes me a little squeamish. Like I'm just like, am I gonna like spend most of my time just looking at that on these games? I mean, for the gimmicky party games, which I'm still pretty like into, the Mario Karts and that shit. It doesn't matter. Like whatever. Okay. Like don't need like super smooth cars and all this shit, but for the games like Zelda where it's like an immersive game where I'm like really trying to get into it and like really sort of be in the game and feel like the atmosphere and the environment, I'm a little concerned. I mean, they don't have many of those, I guess, so might not really matter, but just like I hope it comes out, and I hope a lot of times what Nintendo has done, I think, especially with like the Wii and stuff, is they've been clever about how they do it. They've been very clever about like how they make the game in a way that sort of doesn't require it to be Skyrim-esque, so to speak.
Right.
And they make it sort of just like the story is really engaging and the things are kind of cartoony, and so then that way it's like, you don't really think about it in that sense. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
I mean, full disclosure, all of us are, I think, I don't know about Charles. Charles has been burned, but I know Tim, Steve, and I are all contemplating pre-ordering the console when it's available.
Yeah, I think I've had a pretty good track record. Well, actually, a lot of people like the GameCube. I didn't get that. I got it eventually because I just like end up always getting the systems at some point. But I feel like the Wii was pretty good. So, and actually, to be honest, I was really close to getting the Wii U, like super close, like multiple times. So I might just like dive in now. I'm kind of hoping that like even
to the Wii U or the Switch.
Yeah, going right back to the Wii U, not the GameCube. I'm also kind of like hoping that this gen, even though they've said this multiple times, I've seen it. I'm hoping that like they end up giving it like DS support so that you can play things like Pokemon Sun and Gold. The problem is I know they're not gonna even if they were gonna let this happen, they wouldn't. It's gonna be like 2 years from now. Because they're going to try to sell as many DSs. Because I was really close to buying. Dude, I would have bought a DS for Black Friday just for myself. But they sold out like in a minute. They sold out so fast. Every single place. Like Best Buy, Walmart. They had this $99 dollar.
Yeah.
Just straight normal 3DS. Like a 3DS. Not a 2DS. And it was gone. It was like 6:30 on Thursday. I looked and it was gone everywhere. I was so naive. I assumed that like these sites had like guaranteed stock for those times because they do on certain products. But I'm guessing since Nintendo's not like, they probably just had limited supply or whatever. I didn't not realize. I figured that like you had a day and during that day you're pretty much gonna get a DS. Nah,
right.
They're gone like just so fast. So I really want to play Pokemon. I've heard it's pretty good. I mean, it's probably just.
Which one are you gonna get, Sun or Moon?
I don't know. I know someone has Sun and know someone has Moon. It's like it matters.
Tim has Moon.
Okay.
And
his immediate reaction was, "That's disgusting. I'd always choose Moon."
Well, the thing is, there's certain. I think one of them benefits the night and one of them benefits the day, right? Because that's the point. Like, you're probably gonna play the game mostly at night, so that's probably.
Does it actually track what time it is?
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, there's certain.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like.
So you have to like go to the bathroom and be like, "It's day. I gotta get my game time in."
I'm pretty sure you could like cheat and like change the clock in your game. I don't really know how it works, but I don't really know if that's true or not. But I have heard that like certain Pokemon come out at certain times of the day, and if you have like Sun or Moon, then you get those guys. That's like the disparity. At least that's what I've heard. I could be completely wrong about this. I wish we had Tim here to sort of like set me straight, but. Yeah, probably the one that was better for night, whatever that is, because I'm never gonna fucking play it during the day. I'd be in my office like trying to catch a damn fucking Jiggly 2 or some whatever middle evolution of Jigglypuff to Wigglytuff is now. And I actually heard that speaking of Pokemon, I heard that Pokemon Go is like already talking about releasing second gen. Like it's not gonna happen now, but they're already like talking about like that's gonna happen at some point. So I think they're probably gonna do like the legendaries, like maybe in January or December, which is kind of coming up, and then or at least like start rolling them out, and then like in a couple months after that, like start putting in Gen 2 Pokemon. Probably Togepi because everyone fucking loves Togepi. So we'll see. I mean, not that anyone plays that game anymore, really, but that's kind of I think their way to keep getting people to come back because they released Ditto last week. And
Tim got one.
Yeah, I immediately like started playing, got one, like, and I haven't seen him since. So I don't know. I mean, I just got super lucky, but maybe they made him super high catchability on the first day, and their sales on the app stores just spiked like super fast because of they also did a Halloween one and it put it to like 2, and then they put them to 4. So like they know that like their way is just to kind of like wait a couple weeks, like have an event. They've been doing a lot of events and stuff like the holiday related ones. Like this they had one that was Thanksgiving related. That Ditto one was Thanksgiving related. So I think that's sort of their business model now. Like it's because people are just like there's a lot of people that are high level in the game now. So it's there's not really much to do in the game. So I think that's their plan. Is to probably roll out the new gen Pokemon, which is gonna be wacky. I don't know any of those fucking guys, man. Dude, the new first off, the new Pokemon, if you pre-ordered it, you get a Munchlax, a fucking Munchlax. It's a Snorlax like baby or something. What the fuck is a Munchlax?
Does it evolve into a Snorlax?
Yeah, I think so. It's ridiculous.
They should just make all baby Pokemon.
Fucking, you should call it Pokemon Baby.
Yeah.
It's like pink. It's like every cartoon in the early 90s had some spin-off that was like
Tiny Toons.
Like Muppet Babies, Tiny Toons.
Muppet Babies.
Teen Titans.
Friggin' A. All those child. I just want small. And then Rugrats came out. That was not a spin-off of anything, but it was still just talking cartoon babies.
No?
Rugrats old people.
Yes.
Spin
all weirdos. Yeah, that's what they should do. They should just do like Rugrats, and now we're all like in our mid-20s, and have it be like.
It's really ironic. We're Rugrats.
Rugrat Millennial Edition.
Tommy's still bald.
Anyway, we were talking about Pokemon Go, and I was going to say, speaking of games that don't have very much to do in them, No Man's Sky has been cleared of all of the charges that they misled players for their advertising, since people got the game and they're like, this is not what I was expecting. There's nothing happening in this game. I'm not playing with other people. But in the art or in the case or in the statement, they said, referring I guess to an initial trailer that people were all pissed off about. Yeah, taking into account the above points, we consider that the overall impression of the ad was consistent with gameplay and the footage provided, both in terms of that captured by Hello Games and by third parties, and that it did not exaggerate the expected player experience of the game. We therefore conclude that the ad did not breach the code. So, I think part
pointing of to in the ad as what was breachable.
I think they were thinking that that it looked like there was things that you could do in the game that they never experienced when they played it. But I think the way they got around it is that the game is procedurally generated, so
it could happen. It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it said. Since the marketing emphasized this procedurally generated element, the ASA concluded that these No Man's Sky ads were marked as potential experiences that players could have, rather than a direct projection of environments and creatures found in the game.
Such a great loophole for them. They're just like, oh, we said it was procedurally generated, so
yeah,
it's like you can't. So by definition, you can't. Like they can, as long as it's in the code somewhere. It doesn't matter what they show. You may never see any of it. Like, you could see nothing. You could literally see nothing that they showed. And they could just claim procedural generation just by definition because this is based on probability. So
yeah. So the game could start out, you're on a spaceship and you crash and you die. And that's the end of the game. And then they say, well, 1 out of every 1,000 players lives. So...
So you just have to live. There's more chances to die.
So you just have to boot the game up 1,000 times to get past that, and then
it's evolution, man. That's how evolution works.
I'm pretty sure that this is now something that we have to do. Create some like really bad game that has nothing like really in it, and then make just one really badass trailer. And that's like, oh my God, people are going to get so excited about this, but literally none of it's in the game because we'll just say that it's procedurally generated.
Yes. I mean, it could be, right? Because by definition, we just say you either survive or you don't survive. And if you don't survive, it's not generated. So
how would they then enforce that? Like, I mean, obviously No Man's Sky is, but if just some game came out and they're like, it's procedurally generated, they're like, let's see the code. And they're just like, sorry, that's our private property. You can't see it. Like,
yeah. I guess
I would love it.
Sure, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I would love it if I would love it if the procedure somebody made a procedurally generated game that was literally like not even a specific storyline. It was just like you didn't even know what type of genre game you were getting. It was just like, oh, today you're playing an action game. Oh, you died. Now it's a love story. Oh, now you died. Now it's a point and click.
Oh, now you died.
That's such a great idea for a game. Like not only should it be like that, but it should be like it would be super creative and I'm sure extremely difficult to do. Have it be like the same style of game, like have this theme be the same except for the genre would be like shifting throughout the game, and like so you'd be like go into a cave and then like it would turn 2D or something, and then like you'd have to like point and click your way like to like fight things, and then it would turn like RPG.
It's massively multiplayer. So you're encountering people who are going through weird experiences, just like
there is a game. Like, there is a game like that, like kind of like that. It's not procedurally generated, but there. I can't remember what the game is called. There's an indie game that's like this, where they just mash up game styles in the game. I can't remember what the name of it is. You walk around like overhead like Zelda, then you go into something and it's side scroller, and then at some point it's like 3D. It's like it's really strange, but it's kind of cool because it's like sort of nostalgia, like that's sort of their gimmick. But
I think that would be pretty fantastic, though.
I mean, I guess like to get back to like the original point, it's clear that like there's some discretion. There's clearly some discretion involved. Like they're saying like look, the world is different every time for the most part. So just because you didn't see this like one monster that they're fighting, or you didn't see this monster in this cave, doesn't necessarily like. Clearly, they've took some discretion, because like if you look at it very theoretically, like we just said, like in an ideal case, you could say that about anything that's randomly generated, even if it's like unobtainable by like any standard of probability. So yeah, it's clearly there's some discretion, and I think it's probably the right call. Like, look, like I knew what I was gonna get. I knew what it was gonna be like. I mean, it wasn't that, it really wasn't that. Let me think about this, because I'm remembering the first trailer. It was a bit exaggerated. So when I played the game, because I only played it for like 3 or 4 hours, I never even saw an animal. And in the trailer, they had all these dinosaurs and shit rocking around. There was shit
like
everywhere.
Giant dinosaurs, and I never saw any of that shit.
I never even saw like a fucking bat. I saw like
So what did you do in the game? You were just like trying to get into your spaceship to fly to planets where you would see this stuff?
Yeah, I was just mining rocks, man, and then I fly into planets and mining more rocks and talking. There was some aliens that they make you talk to early on for quests and stuff that you kind of see, but and other
Yeah,
ships that are flying around.
but then you continue past the 3 hour point and you realize that you just see the same aliens over and over again, and they say the same shit over
Yeah,
and over
and
again.
you can't understand.
And learning languages doesn't actually do anything.
Because you
You can literally just pick whatever option you want, and then either they're gonna get mad or they're not.
Yeah. Also,
It was-
Mike Adanazio just wrote in. He's watching the stream. He said that he said the hype train equals exaggeration, which is pretty true. Like it's sort of the hype, sort of just overwhelmed everything. It wasn't so much that they. That's my
Just
point,
like Spore.
dude. Don't say that. Spore was great, except for the second half of the game. The Amiiboid level was one of the best.
Yeah, I still live for that game ever. Like that was how the entire game should have been designed, like evolution and shit. And then it just like, let's take the best part of the game and make it so you just want to replay like the first hour over and over.
Yeah,
and
I've done the Amiiboid phase like a million times. I've gotten all the different vegetarian versions. Like, yeah, that game. Okay, that game was pretty cool though. They were like 90% of the way there. They just kind of missed it on a couple things. But I like the concept that like, I just liked that like I had this derpy ass motherfucking creature. I had this like gorilla ass thing with like little tiny wings, but the sizes of the in that game you can add like components and they give you abilities and stuff.
Yeah, like
But
wings, and all of a sudden you can fly.
Yeah,
And
but
I
it-
put like the wings on like their head.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter where they are or what size they are. So if you have wings, so I had like gorillas, but they had little tiny wings like on their back that were like probably like this big, and they were just like flying like and they were attack another village, destroy them. So awesome! It was an awesome game. I mean, okay, the game wasn't that great, but yeah,
It was fun.
much better than No Man's Sky, I think.
Yeah.
I think anything would be better than No Man's Sky. I mean, honestly, like
I'm surprised Spore didn't sue them because it wasn't like Spore was procedurally generated. The world was. So every new world, it was just like it was different.
Yeah, but they were like more. About
I think it's
yeah.
I think as long as they're procedurally generated, or like the way they're procedurally generating stuff is different,
Hmm.
then I don't think they have anything like, because otherwise someone would just copyright procedural generation and then
Well, I just
never be
mean in
able
terms
to.
of like the overall concept, it just seems like a knockoff. But
I don't know. Speaking of knockoffs, but not really. Uh, so for a while we've been able to download shows and movies on Amazon Prime Video. Netflix will now allow downloading of shows and movies to phones and tablets, so you can watch them offline, which is, I think, pretty cool. Especially coming from we travel on occasion, or we're in the car and we don't have good service. I mean, we live in Vermont, so we have
Horrible service.
shitty service just about everywhere. So I think it could be pretty cool. Like, I mean, I think it's limited to their own content, like the Netflix content, Netflix originals, that is. But could definitely save a commute or travel on a plane.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty cool concept. I like the idea. I didn't even realize that you could do that with Amazon Prime. So
Yeah, I did that. I did that on vacation.
dang, that's pretty sweet. I mean that's kind of how that's been going. Like Spotify's been doing this with their music and stuff. So it's nice. It makes a big difference because you're not always gonna have the ability to like have, or like you're not even the ability, but you're not always gonna like want to waste your data, right? Like data's becoming sort of an issue. It's like I could do this, I could listen to this music or watch this thing, but I'm not gonna risk like having overcharges and stuff. So,
Right.
to have that ability is pretty nice. Even if you just have to like sign in. I mean, this doesn't help you if you're offline, but if you're like, if you're on the internet, you can at least like verify that you're watching this offline video like legally, so to speak, right? You don't need to have all the data just to do it. So that's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah.
I don't actually watch Netflix that much. I don't have an account. My parents have an account, and I use it sometimes just like because of the movie selection. But
Yeah.
But I do use Amazon Prime Video a lot. It's pretty nice. They have some pretty good stuff on there. I mean, they have a lot of HBO series. Like, I think I watched all The Wire on there. Oh, it's pretty awesome. And I used to be a big proponent of just like downloading stuff or streaming stuff before, like from just sketchy ass sites. And it's so nice to have it on something like that where it just plays automatically. The quality's high. You can just you don't have to worry about getting some virus or like having to go someplace. It's definitely a lot better that way. But yeah, and I got HBO Go, so it comes with my cable, so it's like that also sort of keeps me like pretty much occupied as far as like TV shows and stuff.
I need to catch up on Westworld. I'm like 6 episodes behind.
Dude, can't even talk about that right now. It's ridiculous. It's a real good show. It's gotten real crazy. That's all I have to say. Keep it blunt. So yeah, you should definitely. Anybody else too watching or listening, like, if you're into sci-fi stuff, we've said it before here. Just seriously, give it a look. It's got some really good actors. It's got some really good like plot lines. It's very Game of Thronesy. So like 7, 8, 9, those episodes have been like big reveals. And I'm sure like later in the show they'll probably just have people start dying off all over the place. I mean, they already kind of do like sort of have that mentality, but they don't even have that many characters to kill. So it's just like it's weird though because the show can kill characters or do things, but sometimes they're robots, and then you're like,
what?
It's like they're not dead, so then you're just like, so they can like kill somebody, but then they can have them come back, or like they can have someone you think it's like death is a very strange thing in the show. So
characters that you think are human and then being actually robots.
Well, like not necessarily. I mean, not just that, but like more.
They make it pretty clear most of the time, but
yeah. But like that, so that also like just that opens up a whole new world, right? Where you're just like constantly questioning people's humanity in the show, and then people can die, and or like robots can die. Like they're a robot, and then they could die, but it's like, is that bad? Like it's like very confusing to like what that means, right? Because they're like in some storyline in the show, but they don't really die. So then it's like, is that bad, or is that just like he's like get a timeout in the game line until he like pops back up like fully recovered? So
yeah,
it's a little confusing, but yeah. Anyways, it's a great show. I mean, we could talk about it all day, pretty much, if we wanted.
I'm just gonna sit down and watch like all of the episodes that I've missed all in a row. 6 episodes.
Jess and I started watching that. We'll need to pick it back up.
For sure.
You guys have HBO Go too?
Yeah.
Nice. That is definitely like of some of the streaming services. That's one of the best. I know it's only HBO shows. Though I mean you get the HBO movies too, but I mean they have such a huge library of shows that they've done over the years, and you have every season available, and all of the brand new shows are available right away. So, and it's a premium channel. So,
yeah, it's good. Yeah, it just comes with that cable package for whatever reason. Was like, okay, I'll sacrifice like TNT to get HBO.
Yeah. Friggin' TNT. TNT literally just it's TBS that I'm thinking of. Literally, it seems to just play like 16 hours of
Law and Order.
No, that's every
Law
other
and Order.
channel.
The what's the geek show?
Big Bang Theory.
Yes, it's like Big Bang Theory is on like all day long. Just like the
There's
Game
always
Show
some
Network.
shows like that. They're syndicated and they're just like, we got filler time. People are gonna watch this.
Game Show Network's pretty much just that. I mean, I used to love watching Game Show Network because there were just so many different game shows to watch all the time, and now it seems all they play is Family Feud.
Yeah.
Just like literally, I mean, if you watch between 8 p.m. and like 2 a.m., it's just Family Feud. And it's all different like seasons of Family Feud. So you'll see Steve Harvey, it'll be Richard Karn, there'll be Louis Anderson, there'll be
Something satisfying about two families going toe to toe.
It's true. I think that's why I liked was that show on Nickelodeon with the two families?
Oh, what was that show?
A Family Double Dare.
Yes. Family Double Dare.
There
where
was
you just had-
article
you had to pick
on
the nose
AV
and find the
Club about
flag.
Double Dare recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were talking about how the linoleum floor that they got after an episode, and they would, like, if they weren't able to clean it right away, like, people would come back in and they wouldn't be able to touch it because they get like lesions and it smelled like death.
Ugh.
It's like the laws must have been laxer in the 90s, because I'm pretty sure if somebody had their kid get like a lesion from being on a game show, they'd be suing the hell out of them.
Yeah, for sure. And especially nowadays, people sue everybody for everything. Oh well. Well,
But I also didn't realize that what's his face, the guy, what the hell's his name? Mark Summers.
Yes.
That he was the game show host on that show.
Yes.
Uh,
Mark Summers. So I think that brings us to the part of the podcast where we talk about
Your
what we've
mom.
been playing.
Sorry.
Yes, we may talk about her too.
Not your mom, but
Pierogies.
all your moms.
Your collective mothers. Yes, Steve, you want to start us off?
Yeah. Jeez, what have I been playing? I mean, because I wasn't on last week. I'm just make sure I haven't hit anything that I've been grinding Dota hard. Just put that aside. I did get the Humble Bundle monthly or whatever this month, which was Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen or whatever. So I played that. It's pretty much like it's pretty good. I mean, I played it. I've only probably played it like 4 or 5 hours. It's like a Skyrim meets Dark Souls in between that. So the graphics are not nearly as good as either of those, but sort of the style is you have like a party and you fight and you run around, and it's like very Skyrim-y, but the monsters are pretty big and shit like Dark Souls. It's a lot more like normal like Skyrim. So I'd say it's probably more like Skyrim. It's pretty good. It's got some good. It's got some
What was
cool.
the name of that one again?
It's called Dragons. I think it's called Dragon's Dogma, and then
Oh, actually, yeah,
Dark
that's one of the
Arisen.
ones I saw on games like Dark Souls. I'm planning on getting that one.
Yeah,
It's good to hear that it's good.
yeah. No, it's pretty good.
Are you
should,
planning on getting it, Charles?
Or you should just get it
I
from
am.
Nick.
Yeah. Do you want it? Because I'm never gonna play that game.
Sure.
I can. I'll after the podcast. I'll send you the Steam code.
It's because
Cool.
it's part of the bundle this month. And today, so the bigger thing that I've been playing, which I actually haven't really been playing, that I just got like an hour ago, is Final Fantasy 15. And so far, I've probably played it for like I've always played it for like an hour, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty on point to the reviews. So a lot of the reviews that I saw were not negative. They were usually very good, but not great. And the biggest cons were just like a lot of the reviews gave it like 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, and that most of them said that like the game was awesome, the combat was awesome, and the mechanics were like really good, and the game itself was great and epic, but the story was like kind of disconnected and not very fleshed out and kind of confusing. And so far, like I've been in an hour. Like the nice thing is they like throw you right into stuff. Like you do the tutorial, it takes like 10-20 minutes, and then they show you a cutscene and they have you do some stuff, and like they kind of like take 20 minutes to get you into the game, but it's not a lot of like backstory. Then it's like right away you're just getting quests and doing stuff and fighting guys. So I kind of like that, because like one of my biggest like shits on like those JRPGs is that like you just spend an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you don't even fight anybody, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like just like I'd rather fight and then we can talk about it in the middle of the game. So this game so far has been nice about that, but it is really sort of just segmented, and there's just like it's kind of like they kind of try to like develop the story like through dialogue with your characters, it seems like, and things like that. But really cool. Combat's like pretty fun. It's all action based. There's like no, I think there is some like mechanic where you can like stop and look at weaknesses and stuff like that, but as far as I know, I don't think there's any way to play like old style where you stop the fights. So it's all like basically pure action. Trying to think of a game similar to it. It's like kind of like Zelda or something. You know, it's 3D and you jump around. You can dodge.
Well, similar. It looked like it was very similar to Final Fantasy 12.
Okay, I never really played that one, so I thought a lot of those ones had like a component though where you could like what am I trying to say here?
That
where
one
you could like stop.
choose.
You can't stop the fights or whatever.
That one you can choose kind of which mode you want to be in,
exactly.
but one of the modes is like the action mode. And
Yes.
so that sounds like a lot. You can technically pause in that action mode with like certain things that you're doing, like if you're getting ready to do a move.
It's probably same then, yeah, because that's how it is. Like, because your guys have like abilities, and if you want to use an ability on somebody, then it like will pause and you choose who you want to put it on. But basically, it kind of has to be like that, otherwise, because it's like really hard to target a guy in a fight. So it stops unless you target a guy, and then you like you go back and it just does the move, and you combo with your like guys in your group and stuff, and it's pretty cool.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it seems pretty good so far. I mean, I don't really care about the music, and the music's been okay. Like that was one of the downsides I saw, which I thought was really strange. Maybe because Final Fantasy has a high expectation for like really good scores, but I was like, it's pretty good, so it's fine. And the game is just really cool. The atmosphere is really like intense. There's like a lot of detail to like the graphics and what's going on around you, and so far it's been pretty good. I'm probably gonna just grind that game out. So
sweet.
I will tell you more next week when I have.
Are you gonna get everything in the game?
Probably not. Yeah. I don't think it's 100%. Possible, is it? Like, I mean, it is, but like, I've never really beaten the Final Fantasy, sadly. So like, and I know that they take a lot of time to even.
You never spend 178 hours playing Final Fantasy 7 to get everything in the game.
Exactly. I'm just like, nah. I'm probably gonna like. I'll be lucky if I hit like 30 hours or whatever it requires to like beat the game. So, we'll see. Well, maybe I'll get super into it. I don't know, but yeah, it's a good game so far. Really cool. Really excited. Cool. But kind of just snap bought it on Amazon because it was like Monday was like the last day you could pre-order it with the discount because it came out yesterday, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, yeah, let's just do this. $50. Let's go for it. So I got it.
Nice.
Plus, I didn't buy a DS because I couldn't fucking buy a DS, so I felt like I needed to fill that void of not playing Pokemon with Final Fantasy. Kind of the same.
Charles, you're up.
Oh, so I started going down on one of the games on my list was like Alice Into the Rabbit Hole or whatever.
Oh,
no.
Oh yeah.
This seems like a game you'd like.
So basically, you're just
it's really
insane.
dark, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's super dark. Like the initial, the start of the game is basically you in like an insane asylum, and it's like just forget Alice, forget, and like you're just sitting next to the Mad Hatter in a boat, and his face starts to melt, and like then like these little mouths start like creeping up from the river and devour your face. So it's very goddamn dark. And everywhere you go, like people are like, she's crazy, and you're just like, I've got a knife, and I'm just hacking and slashing. It reminds me a little bit of like the fight mechanics from, let's see, I don't know, like it actually reminds me a little bit of from Shadows of Mordor. The fight, like the slash mechanics, but not that sophisticated. It's like 3 and then you're done. So, I mean, maybe it'll get more complex as I'm playing through, but it's pretty cool.
Is that it?
Yep.
Look at you playing one game at a time.
Thanksgiving was so intense that I literally couldn't play anything. So that's what I've been playing. I usually play one thing at a time. I really can't. I gotta. Oh, that's actually not true. I did play Battlefield 1.
Yes, you did.
Every now and then, going on and playing a couple matches. Finally upgraded my medic, so now I can have a better carbine, and I'm like blasting people in the face and then throwing a med kit and that sort of thing. What else was I doing? I really want a shotgun because I feel like I'm always getting killed by the friggin' assaults with shotguns. But that's pretty much it.
Nice. I've also been playing Battlefield 1. I got the platinum trophy on that last week.
Oh God.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was pretty easy. I mean, you have to. It's like play the game on hard. There's not a ton of multiplayer trophies. The most annoying trophies were probably the ones that where you had to use stealth in certain levels, and also this one level where you had to get on this like big gun on top of a blimp and shoot down 10 planes in 30 seconds.
Holy crap.
And all the planes are like wee, 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 going all over the place, and I'm like, shit. I spent probably an hour and a half playing just that 30-second period of time, and then it finally popped at the very end, right when it was like, when Dana was like, "Are you coming to bed yet?" It was getting late, and I was like, "Yeah, one more time," and then I did it, and I was like, "Ah, thank God,
I can go to sleep now."
Yep, I can go to sleep now. Exactly. So got the platinum trophy in that. I think I'm level 26 or 27 in the multiplayer right now. I'm still enjoying that quite a bit. I mean, it's still learning like the ins and outs of maps, and like when to use certain classes and stuff. And so I'll probably play that for the long haul. I'll probably actually get the DLC maps when they come out too, because I'm really enjoying it. So apart from that, I've been playing Dishonored 2, which I really like. Doing my first playthrough which I feel like this is odd. This seems like an odd first playthrough of this game, but I'm going through and not using powers at all. So it's my no powers.
Damn.
My no powers high. What do you call it? Like aggro or whatever. I don't know what word they use, but I literally just
Guns
go
blazing.
through the level with my pistol, my crossbow, and my sword, and I just kill everyone. I don't kill civilians as much because there's not really any point, but every person I get to, I just like every guard, I'm just like stab from behind, drop down, kill them, setting out like the shrapnel mines, and I that's the best. Is if I see a group, I'll set down like a shrapnel mine, and then I'll get their attention, and then they'll all come rushing at me, and then they just all explode into pieces. It's fantastic.
So
it's what?
How far are you into the game? I don't know if you said this. Sorry.
I think I'm on level 6 out of 9.
Oh, so
point.
you're like 60% through pretty much ish.
Yeah.
Is it as good as the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say so.
I actually really liked the first one. It was really good.
I did too. And like I think the mix of stealth and powers in Dishonored really makes stealth actually enjoyable, and the fact that they're like the level design is just like incredible. There's like 5 different ways you can get through to the end of the level. Like it depends if you want to just go guns blazing, go straight through the front door. Yeah, sure, you can do that. Or you can like climb up this pipe and go in through a top window and then turn into a rat and then you go through this little like rat vent hole and get the stuff, and it's shit's crazy like that. But there's just like so many different options and opportunity to to make it to the end of the level, and like when you get to the, and I like Dishonored also because you can you make choices, and the you at the end there's a person you're trying to get to, and you have the option to kill them or not kill them, and you can like cure someone or you can just kill them, and it changes everything. And since I've been killing so many people, the streets are just filled with rats at this point. And anytime a dead body shows up, it's just like rats just like tearing apart the body. It's great.
I remember that game now because it was like however many people you kill is like how bad the game is. So I just run around fucking sleep darting everyone and pulling them. Like I was just fucking judo chopping everybody, trying not to be bad. And then I'm pretty sure I got I can't remember if I got the bad ending or not. It was like, it didn't take. Yeah. I can't remember how the game ended, but
I think I got the neutral ending.
Yeah, maybe that's what I got. I can't remember.
I got the bad ending. Because I remember having to, like, at the end of the game, the first level you get to, there's the boatman who sends you off on your mission.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the first thing he does if you get the bad ending is he's like, I hate them and I hate you. I'm just gonna let you kill each other, and he sets off an alarm. So the first time he did that, I was like, all right, so now we got to figure out how I can kill you before we get to shore. So I would I figured that if you like shot him right as you got to shore, he would just fall into the water. And then you could go without getting the alarm going off. So
there you go.
Success. So keep that in mind. If somebody betrays you, think about killing them.
Load the checkpoint and then stab them in the back when they're not looking.
I've killed literally everyone except there's one person you can't kill because she's the one that progresses every. But I've killed everyone else. And it's because my second
comments about the fact that you've killed everyone.
So far she hasn't. Like I'm surprised that it hasn't been more, like outspoken about it. But the other thing is that my second playthrough, I want to try and go through full stealth with no kills and not getting spotted for the entire game, because I want to try and platinum, but we'll see how pissed off I get through that. While going through and doing this playthrough, I'm kind of getting like a sense of all the levels,
the nooks and crannies that you used for stealth.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna plan out my routes for later on. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. I bought Far Cry Primal on Black Friday, and what other games did I get? I got Bully, which was re-released on PS4.
So old.
Yeah, I know. I never played it, so I was like, I'll play that. And then I also got Mad Max too, because they were like, it was like $7 or $6 or something.
It's a good game. So I mean, if you like Shadows of Mordor, it's very good.
Cool. So that brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you everybody for listening. Make sure you check out our website, lngamers.com. We have a bunch of articles up and reviews. And make sure you follow us on Twitter at @TheLNGamers. And subscribe to us on YouTube and SoundCloud and iTunes and any other place that you can subscribe to us. Yeah. Grocery stores. Just subscribe to us. You can also find us on the Podbros Network at podbros.com, along with a bunch of other great podcasts. So check those guys out. But above all, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Charles. Tim, not here.
Tim Bone.
I'm Nick. This has been Late Night Gamers Podcast, episode number 138. And we'll see you next week.
Later.
Later.
We'll see you on the radio. That's what Charles